The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2. And good morning and welcome to the second regional final of 4 coming up this weekend here in Division 2's Archery April, and we have the highest rated matchup in terms of seeds. It is a 3v5 matchup between the 3 seed Geo and the 5 seed Ridley here in the Arrow region. Last time out, they both pulled out the gentleman's sweep. Ridley over 16 seed Cinderella, if you will, in Ninja Jacks, and Geo in 5 over the 7 seed Sky. And both at this point are at 5 wins, so they're playing for a spot in the Final Four, but they are already locked into postseason in some form, and at this point they're thinking bigger. They're thinking D2 championship at this point with 5 wins on the board coming in. As you take a look at the final 8 here in Archery April, we had Captain Gaming sent home last night. Joao continues, the beat continues for him. The 14 seed from the D-Flex region will advance 5-2. Ridley and Geo next. The winner will get Joao in the Final Four, and then we will go to the right side of the regional finals as White Spider, the 4 seed in the Crusade region, making a great run after getting upset in the February Flurry as a 1 seed. He will take on the 7 seed Amion on his best run of his career, and then on the bow side, we will have Rana and J Money hopefully coming soon with a time. Still trying to work things out on that front, but we remain vigilant, trying to get that one on the books as we bring it in to the table. And Ridley and Geo's here in BC. Ridley, we will talk to you as well. Got Yoshi here with me as well. Will be the ref and commentator here on this Saturday 9 a.m. stream. And Yoshi, bit of different stakes. We talk about how the Final Four locks you into LCQ and postseason, but for this one, they're both coming in with 5 wins. Geo, of course, with a DQ win, but obviously not counting. That's not counting towards postseason contention. So really, these guys are fighting for a lot more than that. A chance at a tournament win and a spot in D2 championship, just building that resume further as they've locked themselves into postseason at this point. Talk to me about this game. Highest rated seeds left in the matchup here in the final 8 here in Archery April.
Yeah, I'm expecting a good match between these two. I feel like both were able to prevent an early upset in the first round, just kind of showing why they deserved to be the seeds that they were. It's an interesting dynamic because obviously, I mean, I think these two definitely are so far with only 2 tournaments. They seem to be the most consistent, being able to make it to past the least the first 2 rounds in both tournaments so far. So I think, knowing that they have an advantage in terms of D2 championship purposes, really, this could be a great opportunity to, even if you don't win the tournament, if you get this win, you're in a good spot to be in just be to be an at large. Um, which I think is a big thing, right? Because you don't have to win a tournament to get yourself in the championship. If you do well enough, then it will definitely make a difference. And I think that's what both players are going to look for here. As far as this match in particular, I think this will be pretty good because I feel like Gio has this interesting style where he's willing to gamble sometimes and um, play a little bit more chaotic than other players, while Ridley has this pretty good style of really trying to get you into really trying to like play in a strategic manner where they try to understand what you're trying to do and then see see if they can kind of counter it. I think this will be a good match, and yeah, I think there's a lot on the table, but not as much pressure as if you didn't have 5 wins already.
Yeah, there's a little bit less to, not necessarily that there's less to it because postseason isn't on the line. It's already locked in for both these players, but now it's really just looking ahead to see how far they can move. I mean, D2 championship lock could be on the line if they get 2 more wins, but we'll see what happens there. Ridley just say I asked Ridley, what's the mindset in entering this one? You locked yourself in LCQ last time out and looking for a possible Final Four. Thoughts on playing Geo. Just gonna play my game as usual and try and move forward. Clinching the LCQ is nice, but I want more. It should be fun to face Geo today. I'm excited. Geo, kind of same thing, kind of same question to you. You've been here since the beginning of the division. Um, Thoughts on taking on Ridley in this one and the mindset coming in here? Like there's a lot more on the line than just LCQ. You locked that in last round. Thoughts on this one coming up today?
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad I won last round with Sky, but honestly, that since that's just enough for the LCQ, I think. I'm really hyped up because it could be my first Final Four appearance, and it will be huge for me. And as for Ridley, I think he could be a great opponent. I think we've never played each other despite being in the UUL for I think 2 years together, but we never played each other somehow, so it might be a first, and I'm really excited to see him play.
That should be exciting. We are looking forward to it. All right, so um, we've set everything up. It is a best of 9, 1 power play, MCSR in effect here. So we're gonna see what goes down. So we're gonna start with Geo. Geo, you get first call, being the higher seed. How many cards will it be for game number 1 of this one? Go the 11, classic. And she starts it up. Here we go. Sportsmanship both sides, and we are often running top floor red to start us off. And I mentioned Geo coming off the win over Sky, as you mentioned, and also has wins over Cody Goforth and Lemon to get here. Lemon in 6, Goforth in 7, and of course Sky in 5, as you see. And then for Ridley, defeated Ninja Jacks in 5, went 7 with Marcus in round 2, and then
There we go.
or no, went 7 with Marcus in round 2 and swept out Tevin in round 1. And back and forth they go, easy enough. And you're gonna do
Definitely,
the classic Uno.
yeah. So I guess Ridley in a way has had more of the dominant performance in this tournament specifically. especially against Heaven and Interjects, but who's just there's not telling once now he's getting into a player who I feel like is gonna make this a lot more of a challenge. So here okay, we get the so let's
Yeah.
see.
As we cross to green, you also talk about Gio Yoshi. This is a guy who didn't even get a true win a year ago, and now he's at 5 wins. What do you think has been the key for him to turn it around? He was 0-1-4, just the one DQ last year, 6-13. What do you think has been the key for him to that where he's been able to turn it around and get to this point, being at 5 wins in T2?
It could be given that, you know, part of it could be the fact that maybe he just got unlucky last season, right? And the old bot was very prone to making things very tough for some players. But you know, I think also a part of it is maybe his C kind of switched up. Maybe he had a TA. Gained. Um had a different style now that
Right.
coming into this season that maybe it's just been working.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Both going for a +2 against each other.
I would definitely say that as well. The fact that started with best of fives in round one last year, and those are real, and especially on old bot, it's really hard to get through on that.
True,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot. I mean, Ridley only played 2 tournaments last year, wasn't able to get out of the round one, and I mean, there are a lot of guys on that list are that are on the board at this point. Harrison.
All right, starting to going for a aggressive
Reverse.
wild red.
Wild reverse red. Oh my god.
Oh, why do you say it like that? Okay,
Wild
red
reverse.
7. Um,
Red 7 off
yeah,
the wild from Ridley. Geo able to play. We take a look. Jamie down.
yeah, that's what we're
Yeah,
looking.
there's a
Yo,
chain, and that'll do it.
so yeah, I
Goodness.
seem to be confident that Gio wasn't going to be able to respond, given the fact that
Double plus four.
he had 2+4s. So
2+4s is wild. Um.
look to be all right. Let's see. Technically, a plan A from
Yeah. Had both +4s
Ridley.
from the beginning. Yeah. I don't, yeah. Ridley did not draw. Wild was drawn. Okay. Yeah, and that was off the. So that wild was off the +2 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I guess the green switch was a little bit of a key for Ridley at that point, but yeah, pretty clean cut. Gio, any comment on that? It seemed pretty clean cut win from Ridley there. Yeah, nothing you could do is what you said. If you had anything, otherwise we could move on.
Yeah, no, I didn't have much to do. I did have a wild plus for myself, but yeah, I honestly think with him having two, I didn't have much to do. I mean, at least I tried, but we'll come back next game.
All right. So Ridley goes up 1-0. Pretty clean cut, simple on that one, and see if we're gonna go 9.
All right. So the yeah, general. Okay. That's all right. So we get this pretty crazy start, and now Geo probably just gonna play.
Gio's gonna play. No culture here. No culture.
Right, right. Um, yeah, like you can kind of experiment with this starting thing, right? And going for the double play immediately is an interesting move. So, okay, yeah. So just being able to run the greens down. We'll see what Gio has. He gets the switch into red. I think he probably ran out of green at that time.
Possibly.
But yeah, I mean, for Ridley, it might not be. It might be preferable that it switched the color switched anyway. We'll see what Geo does on it. Okay, well, yeah, they seem to be doing pretty good on with
Red, yeah.
not drawing so far. So
And yeah, not a self draw yet. Both running plan A, so it's yeah, I wonder if there's a 5 chain. Uh-oh. So not this go around, but a plus 2.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, we're looking at a
+6, yeah.
+6. So
Not this go. Just a triple, down to 2, and Gio sent back to 9. Let's see, and he got 6 cards to boot from that. Let's see if he can fire back on this.
yeah, now you puts the pressure on the fact that Ridley could have a +4 to finish the game, and
Ooh,
so
yeah,
yeah,
triple
not gonna take
back
that risk.
cancels it out. It's, Gio back ahead by 2, and threw 6 the other way with that.
All right,
Can't
so
even
gonna
blame him
play
for
cool
that
from
play
here.
after how Ridley was able to cruise their way to
Mm,
the win like that in game 1.
yeah, looks like Geo didn't have much more after that +2 blue 7.
Rip.
Barely okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's one way to go. That's one way to put it.
All right.
Crossed yellow.
Yeah, Geo looking for the switch, knowing that needed to draw there. What is Ridley gonna look for now on this? Because now he knows that, okay, let's go to green. He knows that Geo probably well, yeah, he has ran out of blue. So if he needs it, there's a very good opportunity to switch back. But unfortunately, Geo again exposed. Now only 2 colors left in his hand. Ridley's still able to cook on the green. Geo trying to stop this, and now, but Ridley wanted the yellow as well. So now it becomes a tough scenario. See if Geo can find something with 5 cards left.
Double there
Gets a
from Gio.
double, but it's really have the finish. No, okay.
Gio for the win, maybe? Maybe for Dose?
Needed that double
Nope.
play.
Need that. Might
But
have the
he
double. Might have the
play.
double.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing right now is there's only 2 +4s left, and still a lot of lucky cards to go.
Just,
Oh,
man, if I had the bankrupt sound on the. Oh my goodness. If I had the
okay,
bankrupt
must
sound
have
on my soundboard, I would totally play that for that. But does
so
Gio have
definitely
it?
had the yellow 9. Oh,
Double Uno. Ridley
alright,
for the win?
this
No.
is
Gio for the
dude,
win.
okay, it Ridley would have won if it was a 3 if his last card was a 3, but no, Gio
Nope.
also not having the finish either.
No win there.
Maybe that one of those late draws, on green might have made the difference between him winning the game and losing. So definitely a rough scenario. And oh my god,
Oh. No, he
Yeah, I
messed
mean,
up the win. Oh.
the nice thing about doing that is because it's not your turn, it doesn't tell you if you have the card or not. So I don't think Geo specifically has a red reverse, but still, it like in the case that he did. Oh, wait a minute, he spawned it
Whoa.
into existence.
Manifestation. Got the Mr. Clean out here. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, interesting. I've seen the
Mopping the floor up here. What is 5 chain part? Oh. No, just a
no.
6.
All
I
right,
say
well
we mopping the
now,
floor.
okay, I got the ditto. All right, Geo
Funny
needs
number
to finish
combo. Here
here,
comes
okay,
Geo with
or
the
get that's
7.
yeah, that's fine. So, okay, runs out.
For the win.
Let's see.
To Ridley's already calling a
That
shot.
is insane. Let's get the next card start going, shall we? No, but like,
All right, game 3. It's 1-0. Oh, number of fish. My goodness.
okay, well,
He's got the
he ended up
7.
being right though. So
He's got the 7.
yeah,
God.
that was good from Geo. I mean,
Yeah, just top deck city right there. That's all he needed, and set himself up perfectly with that number efficiency. Let's see here. So Gio, what was your last when you guys were at double Uno on the yellow there? Was it that blue?
No, there it was the red 6.
Oh.
No, it was the red 7. And then in the
red
velocity,
7. Oh, it was the red 7.
I
Okay.
got the red 6, and then the blue 7, and then the wild. Everything was linked perfectly. I was just hoping he didn't have enough reds to make the match go on for too long for me to not be able to play the blue. But thankfully, he stopped just in time.
See where Ridley was at that point. Might have had yellow to back it up. It wasn't a winner. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, well. Yeah, top deck heaven for Geo finds that manifests the wild. It wasn't a +4, but manifests the wild. And will even up the series at 1, now a best of 7 moving forward. So Ridley wants 13. We will go that direction for game 3. Maybe a blue or red number. Okay, yeah. That then looking to the same place was Geo. So get a look at Draw City there. So we will start it up. And yellow 5 to start. Ridley gets their first home start of the round.
Yeah, I mean, making it 1-1 early. You don't want the
Waits
momentum
for
to
13.
be. Oh. Yeah, you don't want the momentum to be the way team is winning games, or the home team is winning games, because it kind of puts you in a position where you're like, you could be on, if you don't end up winning the last game based on the trend, then it's like, so you rather just have it be like more in your control. So okay, we're going up. So we got the 5-6 and the 5-6-7 so far.
If we get an 8, we have a small straight. That rhymed unintentionally.
Pretty close, but not quite. And another yellow 7 for Geo. So very similar cards from these two players here.
There's the 8. A little late.
Oh,
I'm still rhyming. Holy.
all right.
How
There's the
Gio is
switch.
wanting that 8. Crosses over. Undercut from Ridley. Great play there.
Okay, yeah, Ridley also looking for that. So, oh, that's
That's
a
Skittles.
rainbow. Huge from.
You're tasting the rainbow here at 9:22 a.m. Hell yeah.
I think Gio probably was worried that blue was going to be a good color for Ridley, so didn't want to take that chance. And now, I mean, we look at this, Ridley's still able to play on red, and that's in 2 red 7s. So that's an interesting indicator there. We don't really know what that actually means, but I think Ridley either had just those is now gonna run out of red after those 2 red 7s, or is trying to just keep it red. Okay, well, nothing from Gio. Yeah, okay. So just wanted to keep it red so that he can be able to play another red here. And here comes the
There's
plus
no
4.
way.
So see,
There's no
I don't know if
way.
that was a top deck, but it probably was.
That was insane.
So, okay. And all right, yeah, really looking for this blue. We saw him wanting it earlier. But if Gio in the lead now, maybe keeping it a blue isn't a bad idea.
Take some blue.
All right,
Top
blue
floor
9.
there.
So
Gio ahead by 3.
okay, well maybe not. No, there he goes. This is a double play. So still has some time. Gio. I mean, I feel like both players have pretty strong cards on blue. So what I'm gonna expect here is just kind of both players waiting for the finish. But wait, Gio actually has a well. Okay, so yeah, maybe
Very
contemplating things here.
complicated things there. Plus another plus 4.
Oh, 2 plus 4s from
Down to
Gio
2
now.
now. The starting plus 4.
Mm,
One down.
oh, the strategy might have worked here. Gets to Uno now.
Go Campbell. Oh boy.
Maybe expecting a switch.
Let's go gambling!
Yep.
What Gio's daring. I don't know what he's trying. I don't know what he's trying to dare here. Just talking or he's trying to coax a switch. Ooh.
There it is.
Wow.
Does it work or not? Or does it
Is it good?
is it
Oh, it's not good. Should have
no
drawn
way.
2-1.
Wow,
Gio was saying that Go Campbell there was that strategy to try and coax a switch like they just did there. That was, if so, that's a pretty solid mind game there. Reveal all. goodness. And the top decks as well. Gio, was your intent to try and coax a switch with that comment there, or?
I mean, kind of. I mean, it wasn't all my intention, but I mean, I was hoping to taunt him into changing color, and I mean, I knew he wasn't good on red, but I mean, if he changed, I had 1 in 3 chance to get the right color, so like,
Yeah.
could have done, I mean, better odds for me. It would have worked better.
All right. And yeah, and Yoshi, Gio kind of had control that entire one. Had this, I mean, had all the answers for Ridley and anything. There really wasn't a whole lot needed to answer to. He had most of the switches, and even on that Skittles, he had the double undercut. So, in the top deck +4s, it was pretty clean cut for him, and the mind games
Yeah, I
worked
mean,
for him, which was pretty fun to see.
look, we see where Gio, he got 2+4s, but he didn't, unlike most players, when you could save them to the end. Instead, he opted to put like an interesting pressure on the opponent and just fell and just fell for the cracks. It kind of reminds me of Toasty in a way, where sometimes you can throw out these +4s, but right before you get to the finish, you get to Uno, and then see if they crack. And getting the wrong color, and I mean, it's interesting, right? I feel like those really has to understand that they gotta start handling the pressure when if Gio's gonna do something like that again. But yeah, we're gonna run it back on 13.
Yep.
To be honest, I feel like it's been so many times where running it back doesn't end up working out. I don't know why, and I feel like it should be kind of like a 50-50. But most of the time that I run it back or my opponent runs it back, it ends up the same result. But maybe today will be a different day for Ridley here. I'm starting on the switch into blue. Let's run it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw the game between Yepes and Lara in D1. They both kind of, apart from like a 5 card game 5, they generally up like 11 up because of how it went. Even on CSR, like on MCSR, you can really live in the same tier of card starts if you want to, but they would play a best of 9, and they were both picking the same stuff, so running it back as well, and it seemed to work. Um, like obviously they both won on 14, they both won on 13, and then Lara won two sent 15 card starts. He picked the one in game 8, and then Yepes picked the one in game 9, but not exactly a choice running it back, but still able to
Going to yellow
get
or
it done.
red. What the fuck?
Ran it back on 13 as well, and Lara won on the second time. Blue was not an option. Gio going
Yeah.
for the red, and Ridley has red. Gio quickly
Okay.
getting out of there, going to green.
All right. Bringing the maybe trying to just switch the color a lot of the time now. Trying to do it more often than he usually does, but Ridley's gonna start to develop that strategy as well, going into blue with the triple. Maybe testing, Geo. Okay, yeah. So is now forced to use his wild here, and I feel like even if
Go
even if
ahead again.
Geo, oh my god,
The mind games are wild.
I'm thinking it's tough, right? Because I think this could be a situation where Oh,
Ooh.
I
Wow.
understand the play there.
Going back
Like,
to where the bot started.
yeah, it's one of those scenarios where, um, you don't want to take the risk on the Wild, even though they're not close to winning. It doesn't like using a Wild like that early could be an indicator that you have ammo left. So I think that's what Ridley's trying to predict on this. And now that it's still yellow, definitely had the hand actually. Now that I'm looking at it, so
talking about strategy.
I,
Oh, 4-card chain. It's over.
I should have. Yeah, I think at that moment I didn't check that Ridley was at 4. But yeah, that's definitely definitely a little good move from Ridley to basically um come in with a very quick out of nowhere victory there because it seemed like Ridley was like on the back foot with after that Wild, and then they just come in with the +4 and then into another +4.
It's 2-2 now. It's now best of 5.
Yeah, so
Of course, early to talk power play, but they're both out there.
definitely expecting this series to be a close one, and seems to be that they're just going back and forth. So right now it comes the question where does anyone start getting the lead here after getting a lead by 2 games, and if
Once got the
so, will they
+4
be able
starting here.
to
Yeah.
take advantage of that?
Yep, plain and simple right there. Seems like it to me, and I don't think there's more to say, Gio. I mean, you had thought you had them stopped in their tracks, and then ta-da! It was all with the Green Wild, but just had the hand to get it done. I have nothing to say to you. Obviously got that red switch, but nothing more. If you had something.
Yeah, Ridley got this one in the bag. Yeah, I think planned it, but I mean, good job to him. He managed to capitalize on his hand. Yeah, I wanted to wait one more turn. Turns out it was the wrong choice.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, that's it. Moving
Got
on.
it. Got you. All right. Then we'll send it back to you for game 5. Cannot be 13.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the middle pack we would go back to. And the skip start, in which I feel like Gio definitely one of those players who could use the skip, but actually he's gonna have nothing on this color. So yeah, the red wild, yeah. Um I mean, I wonder here, like you pressed See, my thing about this is like Gio is one of those players who I when you see them draw, you don't know for 100% sure if they are drawing because they ran out, but I feel like in this early in the game, it could be either one, but I will assume that Geo just is struggling on yellow in general, so we'll go with the yellow 9, and can Geo look for a switch? Or get a switch, rather. Yeah, it does get the switch. So now, it seems like you can play the game, but Ridley with that extra knowledge, that thinking, okay, I mean, I can wait on yellow. I can always just go back to it when I need to. But if he also doesn't have much yellow, then it becomes now it becomes a tough game because now if you both have the same color, if you both want the same colors, you don't really know when it's the right time to go for that aggression of going for the win. But here comes Ridley with the switch into yellow, as we expected. Now Gio might be struggling to play it after this one, unless he gets the 4. Might be shocked that he's already at 5. Yeah, so good move from Ridley. Yeah, and that's the
Ooh.
thing about it, right? You expose the draw, and now Ridley's able to cook on the number efficiency. So this puts Ridley down the 4, which I feel like with both these players, we've seen finishes be between 3 and 4 cards usually. So this could definitely be the danger zone for Gio that he is gotta be wary of.
Leaving us all in suspense once again. And
Yeah, and
ooh,
here's the
quad.
+2. So this that's really back 2 cards
And now we're
and switches
even.
the color as well.
Ridley can still take a possession arrow lead. Can play on red. And can, so a slight advantage if
Right.
we run it clean down.
Yeah, red 3, and then that's that's another red 1. Trying to see if Ridley ends up struggling on this red here. We know that Gio's probably gonna find something good on red, and I think Ridley has to think about maybe if I switch the color here, or or in general, like, what is the move? Because maybe is it time to throw out some ammo? Is it time to maybe draw, see if Gio really does need red? Sometimes doing nothing at all is, or I mean, in this case, well, the equivalent of doing nothing at all here is drawing to me. Sometimes doing nothing at all ends up being the right move, but really just needing to think about it because he knows that he's probably close to a finish and is thinking about going for it or not, going for the check scenario or just letting the game run its course. But he's actually going to
Oh,
go
wow.
for a guaranteed win on the power play.
That's pivotal here in game 5. Trying to take that 3-2 lead. Of course, it is best of 9, so Ridley will still be 2 wins away, but feeling like this is a oh.
Okay. Well, maybe Ridley's gonna get some. I think what I'm expecting from Ridley at this point then is a. He's probably gonna like do some kind of +4, +6, or no, he actually. So yeah, he
There it went.
actually was. So dang, he actually probably would have won without that power play based on what Gio said. But
Well,
I think it's
Gio could just be playing mind games.
true, true. I do think though this is still not a bad move from. Yeah, Geo truthful on that yellow.
No yellow.
I think Ridley maybe saw that momentum started to get back on the side and didn't want to give up that,
Wanted to snatch
and
it.
now, yeah, is now able to take the lead. If he gets, yeah, now could be in a position where if he gets the next win now, Gio's on pressure, is on the pressure
Yeah, pressure
situation.
cooker,
So
yeah. Yeah. Gee, you had the four bagger before, but Ridley just seemed to have it again there. Said not having any yellow, and Ridley just basically had the keys to the castle there. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, honestly, I think starting on yellow and having no yellow on hand was a pretty unlucky start. Yeah, I think my hand overall was really bad. I tried my best to make it work, trying to avoid having Ridley change color when I needed one, but in the end, probably the lack of yellow really held me back. I
Yeah.
did have a white +4 in the end, but the rest were all spread across all colors, no number efficiency, so I pretty much no way. I would have kept Queen on red until for at least 2 turns. So I think, yeah, he really had this one in the bag. Now I need to pull the comeback, but I'm good at comeback, so we'll see.
All right. Well, it'll go to game 6, and it is once again going to be Gio making the call. I'm going to go with 12. Still no 13, obviously. And get it locked and loaded. Here we go. Blue 6.
All right,
And
and
a
starting
funny
off
combo.
pretty quickly. Okay.
Oh, but Ridley's got
All
some
right, well,
too.
no, hold on, though.
Yeah.
Really wanting to bridge the gap already, and now, I mean, we'll see what Geo means with that comment there. True,
Yeah, mine,
but he
not
gets to
yours.
switch into
God.
red.
Stealing Ridley trying to steal the thunder.
I think, switching to red there, I think both players are going to be happy with this here.
Don't steal.
So yeah, now we're going into clean red here and getting your numbers out of the way.
Ridley's kind of it's kind of like Gio's talking to a brick wall. Ridley not really playing into those mind games. He's just seems to be focused on playing the game, and that's what you got to do when you're up against a player with mind games, unless you want to out mind game them, which I mean, you got to be good at it to do that.
Yeah, I think, no, understanding that, he fell for one in one of the games that he lost. So now definitely maybe looking to focus more on just maybe not focus on what he's saying and just kind of,
Play your game.
oh my God.
Definitely as we continue on here. Oh, Gamble. And
All
just
right,
running it
so
clean on the yellow, and Ridley head by that possession arrow with the the double play from blue. But Gio is talking something up here.
yeah, I'm thinking, Gio might be looking to
And
make
oh,
some
yep,
big
quad
move.
play.
Yeah, there's this quad into red. Similar to what he did in the last game, except now he's has a pretty strong lead, but ooh, okay. I mean, Ridley gonna try and play the patient game here. I think, sometimes people are willing to go for such strong moves and then end up drawing after, but for Gio's case, he's actually gonna be able to play after. I think really just hoping for the draw at some point here, but I think Gio's strategy was oh, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I was about to say,
Fooling everybody again. Maybe he manifests it.
it is possible he could do that. But yeah, look, I mean, now you become starting to understand the strategy here where maybe it's worth just letting him keep it red Or maybe because he didn't have any options at anyway. Might as well just let it stay red for now and see if he gets something off the top. Geo gonna benefit more off these top decks because he has less cards.
Ace will make.
Yo,
Jesus.
well,
Well, I
unfortunate.
mean,
Now you don't. Now we know you don't have a green +2.
silly goose.
Yeah. So that's fine. And now, okay. All right. So for Ridley here, I think he's starting to understand that patience is a good strat against Geo. Now, obviously, it could become a problem when top deck comes into play, but it's worth taking the chance because you don't. Yeah, because because what else are you gonna do? Like, you don't want to switch the color too early. And now here comes the move for switching here. All right, so now we're gonna run on blue. Not for Geo actually, so ends up working another color that Geo is struggling to get much of. And now this is Ridley's opportunity. Maybe not the opportunity he thought he was gonna get. And now expecting some number efficiency. Oh, there he is.
Ooh. Well, manifested it for the other person. Or maybe he
So yeah,
wanted the
still
yellow
able to
switch.
play, but doesn't seem like he has many good cards, unfortunately. And I think Ridley's gonna be close to finishing here. Yellow skip. Okay, no, just a double. I think now, I mean, Chico just gotta hope for something good and a yellow 9. So I think Ridley could draw here, but might have been prepping the run. No, okay, so this is a draw. So scary. Oh, wow, that is a risk and a half. Now, okay. Now I'm curious about this though because we haven't been the green all game, and you go to it at this moment. Now really has to think here. There's probably multiple options for Ridley now, and I think, yeah, okay, +2.
Ooh.
Ooh, so only had a green +2. You know, it's funny where we see a color. You see a color not being switched to a lot, but still, sometimes the player doesn't have green at all. Um, in this case, really only had one and didn't feel safe for it to.
I don't like having 4
Oh,
cards. Triple play from Geo. And pulls ahead by 1 with that.
yeah.
Ridley says he doesn't like having 4 cards as he pull the rug out. Another +2. What? That is
Oh,
wild.
wow. So, I mean, I
Played
wonder
open door
where.
split ammo? What is this?
Yeah, 2 in a row where just wanting to set Geo back enough that he can't finish on green. Now, because if you okay, well, yeah.
+4.
I was gonna say if we switch to a color, it becomes a risk, but he +4, so now it's not as much of a risk. We see the yellow 6, and once again, willing to use these +4s when it comes down to it, and I think it's working again. Geo probably just getting to Uno, yeah,
Ooh,
and
yeah.
now once again, Ridley seems to maybe think if he has a 4, but he doesn't have it. Well, will this be the tie once again for this series?
Trying to make it a best of 3 going forward. Oh my god.
Well,
He's got the 4.
yeah, number efficiency to end it, and unfortunate for Ridley, yellow was not the color that he had much of, and there's not much he could do about it.
Yeah, the
So
green either.
yeah, just unfortunate ending there. Wasn't able to really get the colors he wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, Gio, it felt like it was finally trying to move your way. I mean, Ridley kind of had a lot of answers the last couple there, and now it's back to you. It just seems like we're gonna go bounce back and forth, winning 2 in a row. What are your thoughts now as we move into a best of 3, and you also have that power play to boot, moving forward up against none for Ridley?
Yeah, I think honestly this game I got like really lucky because I took a few risks. I knew he could have something, but in the end I also knew that it was better to try to save the PP in case he would have gone to match point. I got lucky with his flash shoot to draw the wild. That was crazy, but I mean every match this tournament it's happening. I just draw ammo after others make me draw. So like honestly, I mean it's best of 3 now. It's gonna be faster, but I've got the power play. Maybe I can. I still don't know when I'm gonna play it, but I'll surely be thinking about it in this game 7. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so one of those scenarios where you know that the rest of your cards could be the could be a good opportunity to get a finish. But no, it is.
That will be Ridley's pick here coming
Just
up, and it
referring to
won't
power
be able to
play.
Oh yeah, yeah, power play. Yeah, and Ridley, no 10 for the next one, of course, and he did pick 13. We'll get that once Ridley answers this one, and we will move up to game 7.
But yeah, we'll see what Ridley's saying though.
Yeah,
Interesting, right? Like this this idea to keep going back to the same card start. Um, really putting the pressure on yourself to win it, considering how many times you're picking it. Um,
yeah, yeah. 1-1 on it, looking to win the best of 3 at the 13 card start. Evidently,
yeah.
see what they can get some good cards. I don't know if anyone's ever successfully played the power play on me. I'm not worried about it. He's got to get 2 just like me, and the power play is only going to be able to give him 1 if he gets a chance to use it. Just best of 3 now. All right, start it up. See what goes down. We start with a blue 6.
All right. And here we go. Blue 3. Geo, I mean, going pretty quick pace, usually, at least at the beginning of the game.
Interesting, evidently, huh?
Yeah, it could be. Oh. Well,
Quite interesting. And that high a tier, Yoshi, and he's iced out. Very interesting.
That I don't know what to think of really, because I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't actually have any blues, but is Ridley trying a different strategy here? Maybe he has blue and is just trying to try something uh in a pretty pivotal game. Oh my god. Well, here we go with the
And Ridley trying to manifest.
Oh, and that's a double blue 4. Expecting another draw.
Take copycat slightly. That being said, ditto.
Really taking his time. "30 seconds for a draw."
30. Yeah, that is. It's called inflating your time stats.
Now another 30 seconds, which might also be the draw.
Bro, it's not quality time. Oh my
Yeah, a
god.
lot of uh yeah, I don't know what to think about this. Like, I think Ridley maybe thinking about what the strategy is, because maybe this hand is okay.
Oh my goodness.
Here we start seeing something.
Ridley's gonna pull even here.
Yep. Red 5. So basically back to the tie game. where Ridley, I think, is looking to keep it on red for a little bit, unless maybe not, but I'd be surprised.
Two up to the 8. Crossing over to green. Still with the
All right.
possession arrow. Possession arrow lead on the road.
I mean, yeah, this is a because like I don't know what to think, right? Because Ridley, we see this new idea of a strategy where they're probably gonna cook on this green. Yeah, there's the green 7. And now you have to think about, like, if this is because of the hand that they have. Oh, wow, I'm surprised the green 2 didn't. Oh, it's because he messed up the Uno command. So, yeah, getting lucky there. S More of the endurance, yeah. Pretty much
Just
guaranteed
over
to be.
7 minutes.
Yeah. And you know what? I think mm, oh, wow. It's another +2. I feel like we've seen a lot of +2s from Ridley. Just been able to work, with that. But Gio is not scared and is going to go for the last card, or last color. Getting Ridley to stink and stop here.
See here, Geo still ahead by that mere possession arrow. Ridley really pulling the pace control here in game 7. Something we've seen a
Yeah.
lot from them in the first 6 games.
Yeah, you wonder, like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's such a weird. It feels like such a kind of a random time to go for something different. I mean, I I don't know if like this. It's just kind of a weird scenario we're in, right? We don't know. Ridley's still at 9. I mean, could definitely be plotting, but just trying to figure out how he's gonna plot these strategies. So there's the yellow 3. And yeah, just running down the yellows. And that's another yellow 3 from Ridley, looking to potentially keep it yellow for now. There's a triple. Ridley now 3 cards behind. What can he do? Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Seems to be split
Changes to
ammo
double, though.
strategy.
A little bit of split. Yeah, Ridley, I think it's definitely clear, Yoshi, that Ridley's trying to hold Geo at bay, but not trying to give him too many options to work with. You've seen those +2 split a couple times now, trying not to give him the 6, but rather than the 4, and just split it over 2 turns.
Yeah. And yeah, there's the I don't know if I comment on this. Double play. Now Ridley once again. We see Geo at 4. All he can hope for is maybe getting into the right color. Yeah, he goes for the wild green. It's a big move at this stage, but I think he knows that it's time to go. If there's one time to go, this is a big gamble. Looks like it'll actually pay off. But if Ridley doesn't have the finish right here, he's at risk of, getting the wrong number, getting Geo getting a top deck. And yeah, we'll see if he works out here. Oh no, was the problem.
Ooh,
But does
tough.
Ridley have a response?
Wrong, try again. Ridley still ahead by 1. As this is by far the longest
+4.
game of the series. Here's a +4 from Ridley, looking for a 4-3 advantage, but he's gonna get check. Gonna get
Wow, was
check.
forced to +4
4 cards
there.
to Geo. And Ridley trying to force a gamble. Crosses to red as Geo. Is that good?
Oh my god.
Wrong color, Ditto. It didn't even
Oh.
matter. Did not matter. It's over, and it's 4-3. Ridley 1 win away from the final 4. Had the green skin. Oh, that's even more tragic. Goodness.
Wow. Great to see from Ridley, like sensing that maybe Geo running out of greens, he was able to cook on the number efficiency. And all Geo had was the green skip, and obviously wouldn't have been the safest pick. I see.
Oh. So that's where the pace came from.
Yeah, alright. Well, I mean, still able to get the win though. And I mean, I feel like Ridley needed this because Geo still has power play. So there's advantage towards that at the moment, and you get yourself in a best of 3. You don't want to be losing and not having the power play. So I was gonna think. So now we have to think about how does Gio get this next win, and what does he do to get there? Because obviously Ridley 1 away, Gio only 2 away, but now how he uses his power plays might make the difference. And I guess what we're gonna look at here is another call from Ridley once.
Yeah. Gio, one thing I'll say is that I was gonna ask Ridley about that pace, but how what kind of difference did it make to you to see that kind I mean, at least in the game, now that you know it wasn't like a strategic move from Ridley, what was the thought on trying what was the mindset on trying to counter that, make I mean, he made the comments on the mind games making you wait for the switches, but and they got you on the 50-50. Just thoughts on fighting those kind of pace management kind of plays, even though they weren't necessarily intentional. As Ridley's going to take a minute.
Honestly, I don't know because I didn't really do much to try to counter that pace management, but I mean, it was kind of stressing me out there because waiting that long sometimes for just the row, it was kind of getting off my head. But I mean, he got this one. I've always been bad at 50-50, so like I did expect this to happen. Well, next time, now he's on match point, and I need to try harder to find a better way to play my power play. I mean, it's comeback time now, so I hope I can really deliver. I don't want this to end on a 5-3, but
Yeah.
at least I want to make it 5-4.
Yeah. Certainly with the power play can be an option. It should be an option if you're Gio Yoshi, if he's feeling like he's running behind, gotta find a way to make use of it. Obviously, if you can save it for a game 9, that would be key. But obviously, talk about power play lock. It's not necessarily means you're guaranteed a win. It means that you have this advantage that the other player doesn't. You just still got to put yourself in a position to be successful. And okay, there's Ridley ready now, and we'll see
Or
who is successful in game 8. So it'll be Ridley's last home call, and it won't be able to be 13. And we'll go with the sender 15, and we
okay.
are sending it.
So, it's Ridley's last call, so it kind of makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
Um,
Both seeking their first Final Four as well. Both did not have a win a season ago. Now they're looking for win number 6 on the season, and we talked at the top about how already locked into LCQ along with 6 others. So it's definitely not as high pressure as maybe what we'll see, at least in terms of locking in postseason, and when we'll see against Ami and White Spider both later today at 4:00. Both of them at 3-1, but looking for more, looking for their first Final Four, and looking for a spot in the D2 championship should they make the run to the end of the tournament and win it. But a lot of stakes here, not playoffs or bust. Not even necessarily. It's only T2. Still got 2 more tournaments to play. Here we go. Ridley, 1 down with the 6, and then we have a slightly out of order 5, 6, 7. If we get an 8 or a 4, small straight. Oh, across the yellow.
ooh. Starting to switch a bit more now. Trying to test these colors, sometimes you're weak on one color, and there's not much you can do about it, right? And
Yeah.
I think for both players, they know that they don't want to give away much of their hand as long as they can. Puzzle Dan predicting a Skittles, but
Nope.
not gonna be right now.
Not this time. Yeah. Of course Gio did make this is his second regional final. Lost to Nathan, who has since stepped away from the league. Lost to Nathan there. And there was a 7 versus 8. And oddly enough, this could have been the regional final matchup in Region 1 in the Arctic region of February Flurry. Ridley falling in 9-2 Nathan in the
Yep.
semifinal. So it's crazy how things have gone full circle again in Region 1 in the regional final. Just there's different seed lines. Ridley was the 11 seed, Geo was the 8 seed, and now it is 3 versus 5, Geo and Ridley.
Yeah, so we start off not much to say because this is classic, but here comes a triple that
Triple the
Ridley
green.
is gonna put in for a lead.
Double play there,
Plus
+2.
two.
Oh, some point. Not that moment. Okay. Puzzle Jan's just saying there's going to be Skittles in this game at some point.
Yeah, I assumed, but
Ooh,
wild.
wow.
Okay, big move to make this early.
Geo seems to want that though.
Yeah, is an interest. Is it does leave you curious of what Ridley's trying to do. I think you can have the ammo. The problem is, yeah, I mean, to me, like, this is one of those things where if Ridley has the run, hypothetically, it's not like they can just cleanly finish, right?
Right.
Gio still has the opportunity to stop it. Um, so it's a double-edged sword when you have a really good hand in this position. But I guess Ridley once again needing some time real quick. But okay, here we go. So let's see what this wild blue really was mean. What it meant for Ridley here. So blue skip. Just okay. So a nice clean double play. Okay, sure. Just getting the blue 8 out there. Kind of hoping that Ridley just makes this a relatively clean game on the blue so far. We don't really know what's going to happen with 7
No.
cards left, especially after that wild. All right, Ridley finally back. Let's see what he plays. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, seven cards for both players. Ridley with the +2. But it's split ammo strat, you know? I feel like Ridley is kinda trying to mix up his strategy. I mean, obviously, with the pace management, it's not, like, intentional, but I feel like it's interesting to me to see the split ammo from Ridley. I feel like D2, we don't see a lot of split ammo strats. Um, what can Ridley do with 5 cards now? Because now you're in a scenario where you can kinda might be able to get away with getting a finish here, depending on how you play this.
Solve
Not
2 of my 7 problems.
Yeah. Okay, well, not looking for yeah, it doesn't seem like Ridley's looking for a finish yet, just trying to keep it blue as the Wild has indicated that he really wanted to play, so definitely gonna come this could come down to the Wild depending on what Geo has. If Geo doesn't have much to work with, though, might be considering a power play just to make sure that he can't win off of anything. Now we're starting to see some talk from Ridley
Ooh.
after what,
Ooh.
8 games?
Look at that. Game 8 and the mind games are coming back. I don't know if there might be a little confidence in that potentially. Could that be a sign, Yoshi? Could that be a symbol of confidence for Ridley? Confidence in what they have.
So, all 4 what the Yep, Geo back to his traditional gambling with just keeping it blue. Not even gonna be
Ridley
concerned about the fact that Ridley said 4 cards.
Ridley talking.
And
Oh,
it's gonna
that's
be
it.
over for
Ridley
that.
to the final 4, 5-3. And the power play doesn't go home with you, and Ridley. And I think Yoshi for Geo, I think that should have raised alarm bells. If he could have done something. Geo, could you have done anything differently to slow down Ridley there? Because I think them talking there at that point and if I were in your shoes would have sounded alarms for you. Thoughts on that ending there?
I mean, I had the cards once again. I mean, he got pretty lucky overall, but I did have a few options to go for. I could have used the power play to go back to yellow, but I mean, the only thing I could have done was going yellow and then going back to red, which would have still benefited him. So I didn't really have much of a chance here. He got the cards, he got the ammo. Would have loved to make Final Four now, but guess I'll have to wait next tournament.
Yeah, and already a strong 2 tournaments, nothing to hang your head too low about, of course. And just gonna type this out to Ridley. Yoshi, any final thoughts on this one as Ridley advances here?
I think it was a good match. Just, I think it was what led to this result, I feel like Gio just maybe making some wrong, just a few just like that one wrong mistake or one wrong move, giving Ridley the opportunity to just get the win, and really liking these 4 baggers to the finish. Definitely, um, definitely and was definitely being able to play defensive with the offense at the same time. We see that Ridley has gotten more wilds in general, and I think that works. Oh, he had a lot of more +2s. That might seem to be a tough series for Gio, except on the reverses. So I think Gio did what he could. So from what I think he can definitely. I mean, look, He's in LCQ.
Yeah.
He can, I feel like this is 2 Elite Eights for Geo now, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yeah, 2 Elite Eights. And like I had said before, this could have been, if not for Nathan, this would have been the matchup in February flurry that Ridley was sent home by Nathan in the other semifinal, and it was Gio and Nathan. But it's kind of funny how it's all come full circle here.
Yeah. What I think for Geo though, I feel like if he can consistently make these runs, he's probably going to be an at large.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not gonna. It won't be easy though.
5 wins in
I
2
feel like
tournaments. Pretty strong start if he can keep it up. Absolutely.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he can do that. But obviously, it won't be that easy though. Like we see some. I feel like Geo beating some pretty strong players in this tournament. So like definitely shows that he's a force to be reckoned with. But definitely has to be aware that
Yeah.
sometimes that you could lose early, and I feel like a lot of it's going to happen to, and it's happened to most people, if not everyone. But I mean, this is still a nice pace, a different and nice pace for Gio, considering last season he couldn't get any
Yeah. Couldn't get
wins.
off the ground. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Ridley's
like
saying,
Ridley, I
yeah.
mean, in a way, I mean, I'm not too surprised. Like, I guess Ridley just got a little bit luckier,
Yeah.
but still, I feel like there's just something from Ridley that I'm seeing, like, just just whatever.
Definitely some plan A, but that split ammo that he pulled out later on, that is something that you can contend with in D1.
Yeah, this I'm curious to see how this strategy works out against a rookie in Joao, because I feel like Joao kind of has this strategy, this very specific strategy that they don't really change very much. So so this could definitely be, you know, we see with Ridley, like he does well against players who have one strategy and stick to it. Um, I don't think Geo was an example of this, but I just think like um for the sake of what I expect from the match, I feel like Ridley is going to be at advantage, but we see Joao taking out some really strong players, so you can't ever count him out at the same time.
Oh no, yeah, he's he has crushed his way through it. I mean, you talk about what Joao's done. He beat Rune, um, Wes, who got the upset, and then of course Aiden Smith, who is D1 level competition in my opinion. He was able to, um, yeah, and that could be a quote from Ridley, but yeah,
Yeah, it's fair.
yeah, but Aiden, I mean, I played him, and he is no slouch. He definitely can make a strong case to be promoted. Obviously, I think he'll eventually lock his way to LCQ. He just needs to win one more. And who knows where he could go with 2 more tournaments. But Ridley saying, it was fun, one mostly because of luck, and I can admit that. Geo is elite at mind games. Mind games don't do anything if you don't read the messages they send. They're muted them.
True.
Which is like,
That's what I predicted Ridley was doing, honestly.
yeah, that's not, I don't think that's something a lot of people realize. Very, very good opponent who in all realness got kind of screwed today. Still excited for the win and glad to be moving to my first career Final Four. And even with the luck, Geo played great. Even losing on some plan A, still held on pretty well. And we'll wait for Gio's quote. As you see the bracket there on your top left, it is going to be Ridley with home table against Joao. And we will have White Spider and Ami once again coming up 4 o'clock Eastern time today, 4v7, and the winner there will have home table advantage against either Rana or J Money coming out of the Bow region. Again, we're still trying to fix up a time for that one, so please stay tuned for that. We hope to play that one. Yeah, we'll just see Gio's quote, and then we will say goodbye on this one as Ridley takes it in 8 over Gio. And yeah, he puts as Ridley puts a quote down there. So one Final Four matchup is set, and of course, have the moment. Of course, we are gonna let you all know that coming up tomorrow night, we are gonna start the regional finals on the D1 side, the Automotive April Endurance 8, as we open up with our D2 commissioner G-Man taking on Larahuo. 10v13, the lowest seeded matchup, and it'll be the Diablo region finale. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And the winner there will get either, I believe that would be Monkey or Ed Ziemba, who plays in the Spider finale, 8:30 on Tuesday night. Then Monday, we just have one set up at 7. The Mustang finale between Vapor and Myth, and the winner of that will get either KT or Gone, playing at 1 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday afternoon. And yeah, Ridley mentioning the stats there, Yoshi. 7-4 on the +4s for Ridley. Crazy +2 different, 15-6. That is quite the change. They ended up even on the self draws though, despite the little bit of Plan A going Ridley's way. But my goodness, that +2 differential is quite substantial. And Gio saying luck has been down all week, so I felt it coming. Once again, we're going to the Final Four next time. GG to Ridley. Definitely got the wrong gambles on, but if he keeps ending with 4 cards, it's not my fault. Could have played better, but Ridley goes slay. Okay, mind games will get you sooner or later, so enjoy the moment until I actually get to steer luck away from me. So you're saying hell is frozen over. Oh my goodness. All right, well, that is going to do it for us. Again, you see Ridley Joao 5v14, and we will see what the other Final Four matchup will bring us. But that will do it for us. For Yoshi for being the ref and commentator this morning. Appreciate you. And of course, thanks to Gio and Ridley for putting on a show for us here this morning as Ridley advances to play Joao in the Final Four. We will see you again. G-Man will be with you at 4 o'clock to take you through White Spider Ami in the Crusade Regional Final. It'll be White Spider number 4 seed and Ami number 7 seed. But for now, for all of us here at MRE Uno, I've been Not Short. We thank you for joining us this morning, and we will see you again this afternoon for Regional Final number 3 of 4. Take care, everyone. This has been a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.